Today at House Talk, once you made the decision to buy or sell property, you're going to want to make sure you work with the right people. But how can you find the best match for you? Here to give us some tips on that are Matt and Ron Phipps of Phipps Realty. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen.
Pleasure.
Ron is actually going to be the 2011 president of the National Association of Realtors. Matt, who is a licensed salesperson, is also part of the NAR Communications Committee. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. So what should we be looking for in a listing agent other than the pretty picture on the card?
And besides picking us?
Oh, well, very good. Very nice to see what you did there.
When one of the things you want to do is interview 2 or 3 agents. Obviously, you need people that work your specific neighborhood. If they're not familiar with the area, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But there's several elements that you want to do. Number one, you want to be comfortable with them, and you want to know that they are giving you candid, upfront advice. Sometimes people say what sellers may want to hear. That's not in the seller's best interest. The seller needs to compare and contrast market strategies, approach, and frankly, I really would look at the experience and the credentials of the agent, see if they have designations, what kind of experience do they have, and have they sold anything in the area. It's kind of important.
And it is sort of just a natural gut reaction. I mean, start going to some of the open houses and you will be approached by the different agents at those open houses, and whoever you feel most comfortable with, whoever you feel like, because some people want a no-nonsense approach. They just want the numbers, they want the facts, they want to say, where can I find this information from? Other people really want their handheld to be walked through. What type of buyer are you is really the question.
Now, if you're buying, what should be considered?
Similar dynamics. I mean, first and foremost, you want to meet the person, and it's not unreasonable to call an agent and interview them very briefly and say, what is your approach? What are the methods that you use to find property? What services do you provide? And frankly, one thing we haven't talked about that you really want to look at is what is the agent going to cost you to involve?
Very true.
I mean, it's important. Most fee for most agents comes from the transaction. I mean, it's paid from the sales price. But you want to clarify what that is and what those compensation structures are.
There are people at home that want to know about online resources. Are there any?
Yes, several. RILiving.com, Realtor.com. Another one would be if you're concerned about the numbers, Zillow.com, Trulia.com. All those, they can be somewhat unreliable, and that's why you need a realtor involved in the first place.
That's why we have these guys here. Thank you so much. Ron and Matt, thank you.
Hey, pleasure.
Appreciate it. Listen, if you want more information on those links, we have them all lined up on our website. It's foxprovidence.com.